So friends, right now we're here at Canoe Creek State Park, which you will see this trek in its entirety coming up in 2 weeks. But right now we want to finish up our flashback series. So Rachel, do you want to tell them about our time at Bellefonte and what else we did while we were there, just quickly?
We were there around Halloween, so they had a cool, we didn't know about it, but they had a cool decorate your site contest. So we got to walk around and see a whole bunch of different rigs decorated for Halloween and vote on our favorite. We went to Penn's Cave.
Which was really cool. We got to take a tour of the cave
on a boat.
So you'll get to see that.
And we did the zoo bus thing. I don't know what it was.
Wildlife tour.
Tour
is what they call it. It's kind of like being at a zoo, though.
Yeah, because it had more than just zoo stuff. There was cattle, really longhorn cattle, that we got to see. So.
And then we also decided to climb Mount Nittany.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So be prepared for that. But it should be a pretty good episode. I think, if I remember correctly, we have a ton of footage from all these places. So it should be a pretty good one. And if you could do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. Then in 2 weeks, come back and see us here at Canoe Creek. Got here, I think it's like 4 o'clock or something now. We're gonna eat dinner, and tomorrow I think we're doing some fishing and possibly gonna hike a little bit, so we'll let you know what we're gonna do. Alright, so we are currently at Penn's Cave in Wildlife Park. We're gonna do the cave tour and the wildlife tour by bus. It is raining though, so not sure how much filming and stuff we're going to be able to do. Of course, in the cave, hopefully it won't be raining. So this is the visitor center here, gift shop. So we're going to see how this goes.
Nights in the cave. You call this one the Statue of Liberty? Oh wow.
Where's Riley?
As you can see, the cave is extremely drippy today.
A hurricane will do that.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing actually. This gives you a really good idea of how these formations, of how they grow. I mean, you can see right here, this is called a flow stone. So you can see the water drips on the top, and then as it flows down the sides of it, it deposits all these minerals, and that just happens for, hundreds of thousands of years, and that's how you eventually get all these formations here.
What is it?
So you'll see right up here, a lot of this white color. That's calcium carbonate, so that's what the majority of the formations you see around here, that's what they're made of. Right here too, you can see here it's a little bit brownish, reddish. You can also see that really clear right behind us. And that happens when iron gets into the calcium, and then that reacts with air and it forms iron oxide, which is basically just rust. So any of those brownish, reddish colors that you see in the cave, it's honestly just rust. But there's also a fourth type of cave formation that we'll look at. This is called a column. So a column forms when a stalagmite and a stalactite grow together. So you can think of it like it's basically just a pillar that connects the ceiling and the floor. The formations in this cave, they take about 100 years to grow a cubic inch, and about 500 years to grow a linear inch, like on a tape measure. Basically, they grow about the thickness of a sheet of paper every year. So if you look right here, it's a little bit easier to see it in the shadow. You see how there's a little gap between the stalagmite and the stalactite?
Yeah.
That gap is about 6 inches. And so if you do the math, you can imagine that it's going to take about 3,000 years for the two of those to connect. And then at that time, they'll form a column like you see over here. Over here, the twin columns. You can also see some really good examples of flowstone right back here. These ones are really, really long. As you can see, this is a pretty sizable weaver.
So we stopped for lunch at Quaker Steak because there's not much to do on a rainy, cloudy, miserable day, and we've had quite a lot of cloudy, miserable days. But some wings and some Yingling will brighten your spirits. So I guess as RVers, you just gotta adapt to the weather that you're given. Now we're gonna head back to the site and maybe take a nap. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for a hike. Hey guys, we wanted to check this out because this is the first time we've seen the sun in like 5 days. So we think that's pretty cool. We're gonna hike to the top of Mount Nittany, which is something they say you're supposed to do while you're at school here, but I never did it, so came back 7 years later and now we're gonna do it. But we didn't realize that there's a ton of people here on the weekends, so if you don't want to be around people, you probably shouldn't come on a Saturday. But this is the only nice day we've had, so this is the day we're doing it. So it's about 4 miles, apparently 900 and some feet uphill, so we'll see where the road takes us.
Apparently they go all out for Halloween. Check this out. The house is even creepier.
So we're at the second overlook here on Nittany Mountain. This is overlooking the Mount Nittany Middle School. The first overlook, which I'll show you a picture of, was overlooking Penn State University and Beaver Stadium. There was a billion people here, so we chose this as a more private spot to sit down and make some sandwiches. So we're having our little picnic lunch. But yeah, weekends, this place is really, really heavily trafficked. So hopefully you can see this. This trail is extremely well marked. At every station, at every lookout, there's a sign, and it tells you exactly how many miles to the next sign, how many miles you've come from the last sign. And at each station, there's a lookout of some sort. So it's a really nice trail. It is a lengthy trail, though. So, we've got a kid and dogs, and so it's sort of a hassle having them. But, it's all part of the experience. So this is the pace setter here. And right now, we're not even on the trail. Sarah, are you going to catch up to Mommy? So as you can see, it's hard to make time because we like to hop and we don't move very fast.
Shut this one. on a hayride, right, Sarah?
Do you like hay rides?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Are you cold? No, I don't think he's gonna drop us off at the camper.
That'd be great.
You have to wave at the camper.
So, as a fitting end to our trip, we get to drive home in the rain and the fog and see more of the same weather that we've been seeing all week. But I think we've tried to make the best of it. We got tore down and cleaned up today before it started to rain, so at least we didn't get wet while we're doing that. But we probably won't get to unpack the camper till tomorrow because I think it's raining back home too. So, but we have to see you on our next adventure.
Sarah, you want to say bye?